The Pittsburgh Steelers will go to the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, November 20th in Week 11 NFL action. After losing one of the best NFL games of the season, the Pittsburgh Steelers have to go play the Cleveland Browns, a team with a 0-10 record this season. The Browns have lost 29 of the last 35 games with the Steelers, and they will be getting 8 points at home, even though they opened at 9. As bad as you think the Browns are, they're probably even worse. The Browns are 0-10 this season, and they are so bad that they're only 2-8 against the spread. Cleveland has managed an average of 5 points per game in the second half en route to the 0-10 start. Pittsburgh is having a down year by Steelers standards with just a 4-5 record, both straight up and against the spread. This game is a great opportunity for Pittsburgh to get back to 500. Ben Roethlisberger's completion percentage is down over 3% from last season, and the lowest that it has been since 2013. He's posted a 20-7 touchdown interception ratio, which is a much better pace than last season so far. But something doesn't seem right with this Pittsburgh offense. The blame cannot be placed on his shoulders alone, although the discussions may soon start about whether or not the 34-year-old is on the downside of his career. Le'Veon Bell has managed 4.3 yards per carry on his 100 tries, but he's only found the red zone one time so far. Antonio Brown has caught 69 of his 105 targets for 831 yards and 7 of the team's 21 passing touchdowns. Nobody has been able to step up and help Brown out, as he is the only wide receiver tight end with more than 30 catches. The Pittsburgh defense has not played very well this season. They've allowed 6.1 yards per play. Pittsburgh is tied for 18th in takeaways with 10, but they have shown no resemblance of a pass rush. Bud Dupree returned a couple of games ago, but the fact remains that the Steelers have just 13 sacks on the season. With a completion percentage against of 66.2%, it's pretty clear that opposing teams can throw the ball at will. Pittsburgh has also struggled against the run. Ever since Dick LeBeau left, this group has not been the same. Only Oakland, Indianapolis, and Cleveland allow more yards per play than the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Cleveland Browns are terrible. Terrible isn't even a strong enough word. The sad thing is that the offense has been pretty useful. Cody Kessler was benched against Baltimore on a short week for Josh McCown, who is now relegated to the backup role. Perhaps Hugh Jackson is in over his head, because that's a move that made very little sense. Hell, the Browns had to take a timeout before the first play of the game because they had 12 men on the field. Kessler has completed more than 2/3 of his passes this season, and the Browns seem to have something with the tandem of Isaiah Crowell and Duke Johnson Jr. They just face long fields every time they get the ball, with an average starting field position of their own 23rd yard line. The Cleveland defense is just awful. Vehicles with flat tires are more effective than the Browns' defense. Cleveland's defense has allowed 6.2 yards per play, and they became the first team to give up 300 points this season. With 25 passing touchdowns against, the Browns are officially winning something this season. We just don't know what. Only 4 teams allow more yards per catch than the Browns. It's not just the pass defense that is bad, the run defense has also allowed 4.5 yards per rush. The Browns are starting drives outside the 30-yard line on defense, so that has not helped matters either. Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for the Browns, and it's becoming an even tougher situation with a first-year head coach. It seems like the effort tank is starting to run out for the Cleveland Browns, who were at least playing hard early on in the season. If they're going to rally for any game left this season, this will be the one. To Cleveland and its fans, this is still a rivalry game. To Pittsburgh, it's just another game because Baltimore is much more of a rival. If Pittsburgh starts slow here, with all the frustration in that locker room, the Steelers will allow the Browns to hang around. If not, it'll be a complete rout. Truthfully, neither team is worth a second look here, but the Browns are probably the line value side, given how Pittsburgh is played. Our prediction is for the Cleveland Browns at +8. For our pick and prediction on this game and every other game this week, and a wealth of free stats and information, check out bankthebook.com.